see your red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by just in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes. I see a line of cars and they're all painted black.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Hookem here coming to you with another build video, and this one I call the Vexatious build. I call it the Vexatious build because if you go to Dr. Google and you put Vexatious in, Vexatious, you're going to understand why. So as you saw from the very beginning, you saw the timer on that. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to skip the bullshit, I'm going to jump right into the build. Now the build, before I do that, I'm going to tell y'all that I've made two variants of this build. The first variant is your team build. The second variant is the solo build. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with the first one. Right here is your team build. It consists of 1.6 million armor, 60% crit hit chance, 149%, but goes up to 189 crit hit damage with 75% of status effects. Starting from the top, I am running the gunner specialization. I have the foam grenade, so in case anyone wants to sit behind a car or a wall, whatever it may be, toss a grenade, foams them, they stand up, your team can start taking them out. And if you have a sniper, make them easy target. When it comes to the weapon, I have the Lady Death. For obvious reasons, I'm using this because it puts out a lot of initial damage for not doing anything, essentially. So if you're running around like a maniac, you're gaining those stacks. You shoot an enemy and kill them, you're going to get bonus armor, or not bonus armor, but bonus damage for killing them, plus you're going to get that movement speed. My secondary weapon that I'm running is the Banshee. Now this weapon I will switch off with another weapon, depending on what my situation I'm in. But I am running Future Perfect with this one. And for anyone that doesn't know what Future Perfect is, anytime that I get a kill with this weapon, you're going to get +1 skill tier. And it'll stack up to 3 times. So essentially, if your team's running around, and this is the one time you're going to want NPCs around you, and if you have NPCs, kill 1, 2, 3 of them, that means for every kill that you're going to get a skill tier. So that means your skills are now going to go from 0 skill tier, as you can see what mine is, and it's going to jack it up to 3 skill tiers. Okay? And then of course, that only lasts for a little bit and you're going to have to re-kill an enemy. Pistol, running the orbit, so whenever I kill an enemy and switch back to primary weapon, I'm going to get that 40% crit hit damage. When it comes to the mask, I am running a Walker and Harris with max armor, crit chance, status effects, crit damage. My chest piece, Seska, with max armor, crit damage, status effects, with trauma. Anyone that doesn't know trauma, I'll give you the really quick breakdown. Hit them in the head, they're blind. Hit them in the chest, they bleed. Alright? Cooldown is going to be 30 seconds for both. When it comes to the holster, it's a golden gear. I got this one specifically to increase the status effects. So I'm getting +10 status effects from this. Max armor, status effects again, crit hit damage. When it comes to the knee pads, I'm running another piece of Walker and Harris so we can get that 5% damage to armor. Running it with weapon damage, crit hit damage, status effects. Firm handshake for the gloves. Doing this for the SMG damage, and I'm running it, and it comes with the plus 15 status effects. That's the talent that it gives you, or if you want to even call it a talent. But max armor, 15% status effects with crit hit chance. The backpack, I'm running a Grupo backpack with max weapon damage, critical hit damage, status effects, and critical hit damage. The talent, Creeping Death. You're going to mainly use this whenever that other team is grouped up in a hallway, they're just grouped up together, they're not too far apart, so whenever I hit that first person with whatever status effect it is, it's going to apply to your whole fucking team. So if you're blind, your fucking team's blind. Alright, you kind of get how this build's working. My skills. When it comes to this left skill, this one I switch off between as we fight. It all depends on what type of group we are dealing with or how many players we are dealing with. So this specific skill, the EMP, is not just designated right here. You can always switch this off. Whatever you're comfortable using, you can toss it here. Alright, for me, I use mainly the EMP, I use the Hive, and I use the Fire Sticky. Alright. When it comes to the EMP, you already saw that it already is going to initially stagger them, but it's going to disable their skills for 26 seconds. Alright? So within that 26 seconds, they're not going to be able to use a defender drone. They're not going to be able to use any other skill until that bitch comes back on. But by the time their shit comes back on, my skill's already back. So I'm just going to do it again. Next skill I'm running is the reason I'll run Gunner. It's for that Banshee Pulse. Alright? Or, yeah, the Banshee Pulse. So it's going to kind of disorient him a little bit. It's going to disorient him for 9 seconds, as you saw at the very beginning. Alright, so this is the first build. This is going to be your team build. Now, let me come out here, and I'm going to show you the second variant, because I can't do it in there. But this is the second variant. The only thing that is initially changed on this build, of course, the backpack and the holster, they swap places, and the talent changed. Annoying fuck. And the mask. So now I have a Coyote's mask, and I have Perfectly Wicked talent. Alright, now this one is specifically designed for solo. Now I'm not saying solo as in you're going to go conquer the fucking DZ, because that's not what's going to happen. I'm talking solo meaning your team goes down and it's you left, and you got to kind of keep this shit alive. Alright, and you're going to be possibly being chased by 1, 2, or more people. So with that being said, this one is 1.6, as you can see. It has 60% critical hit chance, 226% crit hit damage, and a little less than status effects than the first one with 65%. So in case you're wondering, where the fuck am I getting these numbers? Alright, so obviously you see here, I got 160 or 60% crit chance, and I got 161 crit hit damage. Now, if you're going and you're being chased and there's a red NPC, you're going to go ahead and switch to this orbit. You're going to kill that NPC, and you're going to switch back to your main weapon, which will be either Lady Death for short range, or you can use your secondary for long range. And then, with the Coyote's mask, that's going to give you an additional 25% critical hit damage if you engage an enemy 0 to 15 meters. So that is where you're getting the 226 crit hit damage from. And the talent, Perfectly Wicked. Anytime you apply a status effect, it's going to increase your total weapon damage by 18% for 27 seconds. 27 seconds is a long fucking time. Alright, and you have multiple statuses that you can put them under, so you're going to always have this constantly procced. So this build is designed to kind of engage 1s, 2s, and kind of keep it going until your teammates can link up with each other. I usually run the Stinger Hive just for the case of if I'm being chased, I'm going to put this down and it's going to slow them. It's going to slow that team, or it's going to slow that person that's chasing you. It's going to slow them down. or it's going to make them use a jammer, which essentially is going to make them use a skill. So they're now disabled by one skill. And then, of course, same thing, Banshee Pulse. These are the two builds right here. Alright, got one team build, one solo build. Now, when I made these builds, I went and I tested what the status effects do to a single player. I took note on how they move, where they moved, what weapon they used, what skill they used, how often they pop kits, when they pop kits, and if they got aggravated. I took note of all of it. Then I went and did the same thing with the team. I wanted to see what the team did when they or their whole team got hit with a status effect. Did they take cover? Did they push? Did they change tactics? Did they change movement? What did they do to alter their play style to fight me? Or specifically, my team. Because if you've played against this, or if you've encountered this, you're going to know it's going to be annoying as shit when you're blind, when you're bleeding, when you're disoriented, when you're EMP'd. That's going to get very, 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 very annoying really quick. So essentially what I did is I used my background, applied it to a video game, took note of their responses, and altered this build to capitalize on their fuck-ups. Now, I've gotten a lot of messages. You'll see it in the gameplay. I've gotten a lot of shit being said to me that people really just do not like this build. And that's the whole point of it. That's why I call it the Vexatious build. And if you look that word up, you'll know exactly why it's called that build. But, in case you're also thinking, well, I could do this and I can do this, or I put this on, or I'll use this to disable you. Well, I'm already one step ahead of you. I've already thought of a counter for your counter. But I'm not going to show that in this video, because if I do, people are going to know how to play this or how to play against me with this on. And I'd just be dumb as shit to do that. So there is a separate build from these to counter your counter. So if you want to go ahead and jam me, go ahead. If you want to go ahead and maybe EMP me, go ahead. If you want to go ahead and put a booster on, or maybe your whole team wants to put boosters on, go ahead. I've designed a whole other build just in that case that y'all do that. Because when I made this build, like I said, I took note of how they reacted. And everybody knows that if you get pissed off or you get aggravated, biologically, you're going to play different. And what I just, like I said before, I capitalized on their fuck-ups. They got angry. I noticed that their playstyle kind of changed. Their aim kind of changed. Their movement kind of changed. And I took advantage of that. And I designed this build for that. So unfortunately, I will not release that video to counter this one. Is there a counter? There's always a counter. But I'll leave that to your imagination. Other than that, if you have any questions, go ahead and hit me up in the comment section. If you dislike the video, go ahead and do that. I really don't care. This is something I do on the side, but other than that, that's all I have for you. If you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, unsubscribe, doesn't matter. But here's the gameplay. Hope y'all enjoyed this build. I put a lot of thought into it, and I'm still trying, I want to make this build even stronger than what it is right now. And I will. Because I've got a few things on paper that I'm kind of putting into play. But for right now, this is where it's at. Other than that, that's all I got for you.
When
Welcome
the
out.
sun
There you go.
rises,
And
I wake up and
you're drunk.
chase my dreams. I won't regret when the sun sets, cause I live my life like I'm a beast. I'm a motherfucker.
Hey yo, back to make you run around again like it's a fire. I spit acid, bitch, like I got cyanide in my saliva. Watch me wet and heat shit up like I'm a washer in a dryer while I beat you in your head until you tired.
I'm a motherfucking beast.
See the way we got all my niggas is open. I'm doing it again, tripping in the wrong stain. Got a nigga while I get in the bullpen. Look at me wishing and how did he hoping that I would diminish and I stop and I will finish, but I drop and always kill a nigga hotter than a skillet. Think you fucking with the god, you gotta be joking. Every single time you niggas see me step inside the door, killing everything with 1,000 gorillas behind me. So I suggest you bounce and let your chick.
Woo! Y'all like that, didn't y'all? Oh. How y'all gonna let me kill 3 of your people like that?
I'm a motherfucking beast. I'm a motherfucking beast. Fucking motherfucking beast. I'm a motherfucking beast. You know what's wrong. Motherfucking beast. You know what's wrong. Motherfucking.
That's it. It's fucking roll around the fucking round of this.
Broke, choke you with a stethoscope. That's how I kill a motherfucker in a heartbeat on a dark street.
I'm a motherfucking beast.
I'm a motherfucking beast, right? Keep the 357 in the Levi's when the beat fries. House gang hoodie is the D-skies. Look in these eyes. Last thing you gon' see when the heat flies. Yo, is it be dumb or is it the city we from? Got us killing each other over these breadcrumbs. You fuck with me, it's gonna be cranberry and 151. That's murder backwards, red rum. I done seen a nigga double with the pistol bullet coming out the window of a rental situation. Detrimental little kids are getting caught up in the middle when they kill it's accidental. That's why I'm keeping a pistol. Matter of fact, capture my enemy, kidnap him, slap him in the back of the infinity. Bandana's the mask, the identity. It starts spazzing like Charles Manson. No absent intimacy. Fight back, attack me with energy. Right back to add to your injury. When I write raps, you have to have a bachelor's in chemistry or a master's in math to be in the actual vicinity. To pass me a mentally, to match my agility. From Aspen to Italy, I have the ability to send your ass to the Trinity like death when it's after the Kennedys.
I'm a motherfucking beast. I'm a fucking beast. I'm a motherfucking beast. Fucking motherfucking beast. I'm a motherfucking beast. You know what's wrong. Motherfucking beast. You know what's wrong. Motherfucking beast. You know what's wrong. Motherfucking beast. You know what's wrong.
People wanna know how I'm still hungry, but they don't know how the IRS hung me. What do you do when they take all your money? Get green like Gumby, come back like a bungee. All of my grief, it has made me unleash. On a bum, all opponents will cease. So I am yelling to the north and the south and the west and the east.
I'm a motherfucking beast.
When you don't have nothing, only other way that you go is to match up in the craft, up in the lab, bugging up to the bad, looking the flash up in the cash, stuffed in the bag. And you gotta get it no matter what. Don't got the money to put enough in your gut. I gotta be the killer cause I'm a stock in the rub. My energy would never let them leave us in the dust. The lupus killed my mother, something really stupid filled my brothers. And at the beginning treated me ill like others. When real life smothers, I kill like thuggers and bang. Right on my way on top of the game with the pain. I write this, I came to ice shit. I rain tonight, since you're hanging lifeless. I'm strange and hype, bitch, I aim when I spit. For the winning, I'm gonna increase the pressure when I'm having no peace. Feel me, because I gotta eat, I won't let the demons release. Kill me, on your solo of feast, you're gonna need a bishop or priest. I am that monster coming to get you to say the least.
I'm a motherfucking beast. I'm a fucking beast. I'm a motherfucking beast. Fucking motherfucking beast. I'm a motherfucking beast. You know what's wrong. 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 Motherfucking beast. I'm a motherfucking beast. Proceed. To give you what you need. Not five motherfuckers. Get live, motherfuckers. As we proceed to give you what you need. Not five motherfuckers. Get live, motherfuckers.
Now turn the mics up. Turn that mic up. Yeah, the beat is knocking. Leave that mic up though. Turn that shit the fuck up. What? Turn up louder. Yeah. ya. Separate the weak from the opsa. Leap hard to creep them Brooklyn streets. It's on, nigga. Fuck all that bickering beef. I can hear sweat trickling down your cheek. Your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet. Thundering, shaking the concrete. Then the shit stop when I fall the plot. Neighbors call the cops, said they heard mad shots. Saw me in the drop, 3 1/4. Slaughter, electrical tape around the daughter. Old school, new school, need to learn though. I burn, baby, burn like disco inferno. Burn slow like blunts with yayo. Peel more skins than Idaho potato. Niggas know the lyrical molesting is taking place. Fucking with B.I.G. it ain't safe. I make your skin chafe. Rashes on the masses. Bumps and bruises. Blunts and Land Cruisers. Big Papa smash fools, bash fools. Niggas mad because I know the cash rules. Everything around me, 2 Glock 9s. Any motherfucker whispering about mine. And I'm Brooklyn's finest. You rewind this, bad boys behind this. I seen the light excite all the freaks. Stack mad chips, spread love with my peeps. Niggas wanna creep, got to watch my back. Think the cognac and endo sack make me slack. I switches all that, cocksucker G's up. One false move, get Swiss cheese up. Clip detect respect, I demand it. Slip and break the 11th commandment. Thou shalt not fuck with North Sea Papa. Feel 1,000 deaths when I drop ya. I feel for you like Shaka Khan, I'm the Don. Pussy when I want Rolex on the arm. You'll die slow but calm. Recognize my face so there won't be no mistake. So you know where to tell Jake, lame nigga, brave nigga, turn front page nigga. Puff Daddy flips daily. I smoke the blunts, he slips on the Bailey. On the rocks, choke blocks and christenings. Hammer cop in the fire positioning. What? Come here. Open your fucking mouth. Open your, did I tell you don't fuck with me? Huh? Did I tell you not to fuck with me? Huh? Look at you now. Huh? Can't talk with a gun in your mouth, huh? Bitch ass nigga. What? Who shot you? Who shot you? Who shot you? Who shot you? West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. As we proceed to give you what you need. As we proceed to give you what you need. Get live, get live, get live, get live, get live. Get money, as we proceed.
Neutralized. Contaminated gear detected.
Yo, take the pussy stinger hive and a pulse off in a 1v1. That's why I ain't give you no fair 1v1, pussy. You don't 1v1 with a stinger hive.
Someone tell him I'm testing this build.
You use a sticky bomb.
Someone tell them that we're testing this out.
Hey, bro.
Why the fuck is you texting in a 1v1, pussy boy? You know what the status effect bill gonna do?
Oh,
Whack ass.
hold on.